Forget pitchforks and torches. Today, it's horsepower and horn blasts shaking the walls of Parliament. The age-old image of the angry mob, torches in hand, has been replaced by a new kind of protest, one that rumbles on four wheels, powered by diesel and determination. The streets of London, usually echoing with the sounds of double-decker buses and black cabs, are now alive with the deep, insistent growl of tractors. Their horns blare not just as a call to attention, but as a rallying cry, a declaration that the people who feed the nation will not be ignored. This is not just a protest, it's a spectacle, a show of unity and strength from a community that is often overlooked, but never truly silent. As dawn breaks over December's frostbitten fields, a thunder rolls in. Not thunderclouds, but 1-800 tractors, headlights blazing, engines snarling. The countryside, usually peaceful and still at this hour, is transformed into a moving force of solidarity. The headlights cut through the morning fog, illuminating hedgerows and stone walls as the convoy snakes its way toward the capital. Each tractor, from battered old workhorses to gleaming new machines, carries with it a story, a family's struggle, a community's hope, a way of life under threat. The air is cold, breath visible in the early light, but the resolve of these farmers burns hotter than ever. They are not just driving to London, they are driving home a message. From Yorkshire to Cornwall, farmers, faces creased by storms and sun, drive not to till, but to take a stand. What forced them here? These are men and women who have spent their lives working the land, rising before dawn, braving rain and wind, nurturing crops and livestock through good years and bad. Their hands are calloused, their eyes sharp, their hearts heavy with the weight of responsibility. For generations, they have fed the nation, often with little thanks or recognition. But now something has changed. The challenges have mounted, costs rising, markets shrinking, and now a new threat looms on the horizon. It is not a blight or a drought, but a decision made in the halls of power, far from the fields and barns where real life happens. Labour's new tax isn't targeting stately manors, it's threatening family farms passed down like battered heirlooms. These are not the sprawling estates of the wealthy elite, but modest plots of land, lovingly tended by families who have called them home for centuries. The new tax, designed to raise revenue, risks uprooting a way of life that is as much a part of Britain's heritage as its castles and cathedrals. For many, the farm is more than a business. It is a legacy, a living connection to ancestors who toiled in the same soil. The thought of losing it is unthinkable, yet that is the reality many now face. Asset-rich, cash-poor, they say, and they're not bluffing. With profits squeezed by Brexit, floods and cheap imports, a fresh tax is the last straw, the one that could break the back of British farming. The numbers on paper may look impressive, acres of land, barns full of equipment, but the reality is far grimmer. Years of uncertainty have left many farmers teetering on the edge. Brexit has disrupted supply chains and markets, making it harder to sell British produce at a fair price. Floods have ravaged fields, washing away months of hard work in a single night. And cheap imports, often produced under lower standards, undercut local farmers at every turn. Now, with the threat of higher taxes, many fear they will be forced to sell up, leaving the land to developers or foreign investors. Now, Whitehall's streets are a patchwork of hay bales, protest banners and festive tractor lights. The scene is surreal. Bales of hay stacked beside red phone boxes, banners fluttering in the winter wind. Tractors festooned with fairy lights and flags. It is a protest, yes, but also a celebration of rural life, a reminder of the beauty and resilience of the countryside. Passers-by stop to take photos, children wave, and even some city dwellers find themselves cheering for the farmers. The message is clear. This is not just about money or politics, but about the soul of the nation. Police lines strain, but the blockade holds. Officers, some sympathetic, Others, wary, stand between the tractors and the doors of power. Tensions run high, but there is a sense of mutual respect. These are not rioters, but citizens exercising their right to be heard. The blockade is peaceful, but determined. The farmers have come prepared, with food and water, ready to wait as long as it takes. They know that change does not come easily, but they are willing to fight for their future. It's not just a traffic jam, it's a battle for the nation's soul. No farmers, no food. The slogan, simple but powerful, sums up the stakes. Without farmers, supermarket shelves would soon be empty, restaurants would close, and the nation's food security would be at risk. But it is about more than just food. It is about identity, tradition, and the values that bind communities together. The farmers are not just fighting for themselves, but for everyone who depends on them, often without realizing it. Today, London is under siege, but tomorrow it could be your dinner plate. The tractors may eventually leave, the banners may come down, but the issues will remain. The choices made in the coming days will shape the future of British farming for generations to come. Will the government listen, or will it turn a deaf ear to the people who put food on the nation's tables? Only time will tell. But for now, the farmers have made their stand, and the whole country is watching.